2. Today's video, I want to talk about part 2 of I Apologize to Steve Harvey. Yes, part 2 of I Apologize to Steve Harvey. Now, first things first, to continue where I left off at. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure. Shout out to Steve Harvey. Now, like I said, I know who Steve Harvey is, grew up watching him and shit like that. Now, a lot of people would say that he is, they know Steve Harvey from Family Feud, because he's been the longest Family Feud host. He's been the longest person to host Family Feud. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not sure how long he's been a host. I think I don't want to over-exaggerate, but I want to say, I was going to say like 20-something years, but I don't think so, because 20 years ago, it was the white dude who was hosting Family Feud, so it ain't that. He had to be hosting that motherfucker for, I don't know, but they say he's the longest consecutive host of Family Feud. I'm not going to just guess the numbers off the top of my head, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of people know Steve Harvey from Family Feud, but I grew up watching him from Steve Harvey Show. He used to do the comedy stuff, like stand-up comedy and shit like that. He in the era of he's in that special era, like Eddie Murphy and like what's folks' name, Martin Lawrence, and like Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle and all these people. The only reason why I'm saying that, yes, they are some of the top comedians, Chris Rock, all these people. But look, let me just tell you, because look, Steve Harvey is like 65 years old. He probably, that interview came out like a year ago, damn near 2 years ago. So he damn near like 66, probably 67, going on 67, right? And he like I said, I know Steve Harvey from stand-up comedy, stuff like that. He's in that era of comedians of he been around when Richard Pryor was alive, like that old school era. John Witherspoon, he was alive when they was alive. I mean, Steve Harvey's still alive, but I'm saying when those comedians were alive, you know what I'm saying? He was alive, you see what I'm saying? And the thing about that is, with the Steve Harvey situation, he is in that golden era of comedy, just like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, still alive, great fucking comedy, great comedian. He was alive when Richard Pryor was alive, when John Witherspoon was alive. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know who John Witherspoon is, that's Pops from Friday, and Pops from the Boondocks. Same person plays that character. You see what I'm saying? That's a special era in comedy, whatever. So I'm saying that to say that he doesn't just do the TV stuff. He's been around for a while. Now, like I was saying, I didn't know. Like, I don't know, for some reason, I just thought Steve Harvey was a sellout. I don't know why. Like, not trying to say, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to be funny or nothing like that. But for some reason, I don't know. I just thought he was a sellout. But come to find out, he actually is not. Actually, the complete opposite. And you actually take your time to get to know him and shit, and listen to him. That motherfucker actually way more spiritual than I thought. And when I was listening to his interview, he was talking about so many powerful key points, and he got other interviews out there. But when I first seen that first interview, like for example, this might sound funny, but I never really thought to seek after a Steve Harvey interview. You know what I'm saying? I never thought that, just even thought that thought. So when it popped up on my timeline and shit, I was like, damn. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like what the fuck? So when when Steve Harvey interview popped up on my timeline a few days ago, it's the interview that I'm talking about right now, about Earn Your Leisure. And like I said, it's like 2 hours and probably like 21 minutes long. And don't get me wrong, like I said, he got other interviews and shit. But what I do is I like to take my time to dissect the fucking interview and actually go over the interview and listen to it. Because what he said some very powerful information, especially if you've been through homelessness, if you're going through homelessness, or if you've been through any type of situation and adversity. You should listen to that interview because he's speaking facts to like shit that you could he's speaking facts to shit that you can you know what I'm saying? He's speaking facts to like shit you can relate to if you've been through something. So if you ain't ever been through nothing, the interview ain't gonna really do nothing for you. You see what I'm saying? And it probably would on like a business level or you know, some shit like that. But as far as you know but as far as you know, other things and shit, like I said, because really he's talking about in the interview, he's not just talking about business. Steve Harvey, he's talking about his life, his career, you know, shit he's been through, because like I said, me growing up, Steve Harvey, that motherfucker was already on TV. But if you listen to the interview, and if you don't really know too much about him, Steve Harvey said he ain't got no TV till he was 36. That's a long ass time. That's a long ass time. So on the Steve Harvey show, I'm not sure if it was the Steve Harvey show or whatever the case may be, but it had to be somewhere around that era because Steve Harvey show obviously was on TV. He, you know, I grew up, he was already on TV. So, like he even said, he even said his grandchildren and even other people's children and shit, they grew up in a world where he appeared to be already successful. You see what I'm saying? And like he said, that's not always the case. You know, and I didn't know that because I'm one of those people who grew up in a world where, you know, you see what I'm saying? That I thought he was always successful and shit, but not seeing none of his interviews or not really knowing too much about him. The only thing you know is that he on TV. Yeah, hella fucking mosquitoes. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know too much about him and shit like that. Besides that he on TV, so you know you a kid or whatever the case may be, teenager or any person that's naive and shit, and you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't not necessarily know, but you know what I'm saying? You naive, nigga. You don't know, and you're not really, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing this type of stuff. I'm just, you know, giving examples. And you just think that he's successful because he's on TV. That's what I thought. You know, that's ignorance. You know, ignorance is bliss. I didn't really actually thought about doing the research. And that's what it comes down to, doing your research on people. You know what I'm saying? Actually knowing. And this is coming from the horse's mouth. So he said these things out of his own mouth. So you know they're true. And he said he lost everything twice when he was homeless. He didn't really go too much depth into that because he said he went homeless twice. The first time, I'm not sure from what that was, you know what I mean? Could have just been, you know, growing up and, you know, just certain life circumstances. I don't know. He didn't really talk about that. He mentioned it, but he didn't go in detail on that part. But then he talked about how he went homeless in 2000. in 2005 when he went homeless in 2005. What the fuck? He went homeless in 2005 after his divorce with his wife and shit. And he said he was zeroed out the first time, and then he was zeroed out the second time. But he said the second time he had like $1,700 to his name, which is decent. But it ain't the most, but shit, it's better to have it $17. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, I'm laughing, but I'm dead ass serious. My bad, y'all. It's just hella mosquitoes on my motherfucking pants and shit, because I'm walking right here next to this motherfucking canal and shit. You know, them motherfuckers, mosquitoes are larvae. I mean, they lay larvae, which means they basically lay like eggs and shit. And then the motherfuckers, you know, like they hatch and then they develop and they grow, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm saying? And I know this, just studying horticulture, plant science, you know, things of that nature and shit like that. But no, that shit is it's interesting because he talks about a lot of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? And this shit deep. And a lot of people don't know about this. Like I said, I didn't even know about this information until he divulged it. He spoke about it. You know? So, yeah, that's some real interesting shit, but I don't know, this shit just crazy. That shit wild. You know what I'm saying? But he knew it. Like, he also talked about having principles in life. He talks about imagination. Okay, damn, these motherfuckers is breathing. That's good. Fucking mosquito. You know how you walking? You be seeing a whole bunch of them motherfuckers in like one big ass fucking ball or circle or whatever the fuck they in. That's basically what it is. Like, I'm just like walking, doing the video and shit. That's what I'm saying. Where the fuck is the mosquito coming from? Shit, these motherfuckers in. Damn. These motherfuckers sucking the shit out my motherfucking leg. Boy, what the fuck? Got to get the fuck away from these things. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, he also talked about having principles in life, imagination and shit like that. How that's one of the main key things you gotta have. Also, motherfucking, he talks about not having fear and, you know, but still goes into that category of, you know, not having fear and shit. But, yeah, we talk about some deep shit. Hold on. Damn. Bugs is every fucking way. But yeah, he talked about some deep shit. He also goes into not only the principles that you gotta have, but these are his own special, particular principles. But he also talked about just having ownership and shit, and how Tyler Perry is like one of the main people, like It's like one of the main people who are basically killing the game when it comes to ownership, which is crazy because that's another person I really, to be honest with you, I thought Tyler Perry was a sellout too. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but when you actually, and I gotta go and listen to his interviews too, but it's not even that. These motherfuckers is actually just geniuses, and they came up with a plan to, to basically figure out how to gain ownership, and that shit worked. And Tyler Perry, he just on a whole different level with his shit, and Steve Harvey talked about it too, how Tyler Perry gangster too. He just, he been through the homelessness shit too, and it just, another thing to show you that, nigga, if you still got your mind, you got willpower, you can most definitely overcome and make this shit happen. As much as they try to make it seem like you can't and all this shit like that, you most definitely can, especially if you actually got the vision, you got the strength, the willpower. Nigga, you can do anything you put your mind to. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit that they don't want you to know. And even if you do know it, they want to keep it off your mind and keep you distracted with this low vibration of dumb shit, so you can just be dumbed down, stuck in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? You already know. They want motherfuckers to hug. Come on, man. That's a whole different story. But anyway, yeah, man, Tyler Perry, he talking about black excellence and how we need to just continue to keep doing better. And it's like, they speaking facts. But the thing is, they using their talent, their craft to create basically a product, a merchandise, a business. You feel me? Like Tyler Perry's, Steve Harvey's comedy, Steve Harvey's books, Steve Harvey's his motherfucking I'm not sure if he even been in a movie or nothing like that, but he probably have. I'm gonna just say like his movies and all this shit like that. Bro, this motherfucker, he's creating product. He's creating a business that he can sell that. You know what I'm saying? That product, sell that business, and boom, you back in the game. And basically it's actually owning your shit and basically becoming financially literate, and also becoming business literate, to where basically you know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're not just signing any kind of deals, or you do not know your business. You actually know your shit. So it's a lot of shit that they talk about, man. But yeah, man, you just gotta look into it. Like real shit. And I'm still doing my research and looking into this shit too, because it's that interesting. But they talk about some deep shit, that we just need to be getting on this frequency. And a lot of, melanated people, and a lot of people not even melanated, just as humans, we get on that frequency. But as so-called fucking black people and shit, we've been beat down and oppressed so much that your own kind is just so mentally fucked up with self-hatred that even when you do try to do some shit, there's a motherfucker trying to stop you and shit. But at the same time, you can't let no motherfucker stop you. This shit deeper than what you think. But that's basically what the whole gist is. He telling you the shit he been through, and he also telling you about ownership, learning the business and this shit.